Ladies and gentlemen, the American Jury and Bulldog Nation, I would like to begin by giving you two examples of how the local and national media are at all times will try to incite race war along with their partners in crime. Michael Gottawa was a young kid minding his own business in a parking lot of a bar in Ellesmere when a bicycle cop starts giving him grief. And what does he do? Officer Bird. He just drives off. And Officer Bird shoots and kills Michael Gottawa through the back window of Michael's car as he's driving away. His alleged crime, which he was innocent of, alcohol by a minor. Shot and killed him. Shot and killed him. The prosecutor, by the way, I've made peace with Rob Sanders. But at the time, I was at war, and I'm telling you right now, and I'm not going to change, okay, even though I've made peace with Rob Sanders. Rob Sanders refused to prosecute that guy. Shot him in the back through a window. Would not prosecute. Local news would not cover the freaking story as it unfolded. White cop, white guy. Doesn't matter. Now get this. Terry Williams takes an ecstasy pill on the way to black man on the way. I love Terry Williams. Wonder how he's doing, wherever he is. Going down to Lexington, it makes him really hot. So he gets out and he says, it was kind of weird. I had to take off my clothes. And he said, I'm just going to walk home. So he's running up the Interstate 75. Somebody spots him. Police come. White police officers come to that scene. Okay? He obeys every freaking command, captured on video cam. He's tased over 30 times and almost died. White cop, black guy. I sent it to the national news media. I sent it to Sharpton. I sent it to Jackson. I sent all. Look, nothing. Nothing. Sanders' in-house detective said we should not charge Terry Williams of anything. He resigned over it. They charged Terry Williams with resisting arrest and everything freaking else. Made us go to trial. It was great. Classic Bulldog. Me. I took there and told the jury, I said, we want you to convict Terry of indecent exposure because he was running naked on the interstate. That's the only thing they convicted him of. I said, we agree with you, Bulldog. Indecent exposure. It's amazing. They don't, they pick and choose. They pick and choose. Look at all of the white people who are shot and killed by cops. Poor white people. Look at the black people who shoot cops. Nobody cares about that. It is a complete phony, media-driven race war that they want for their own purposes. They want a race war. By the way, Oracle status to Drew Brees. Make a special post, Chuck. Oracle status to Drew Brees, who says, I will never support kneeling during the national anthem and disrespect the flag. LeBron James attacks him. Well, LeBron, you've never kneeled during the national anthem, have you? Go ahead, I dare you, LeBron. Kneel during the national anthem and see what happens with your sales. See what happens, LeBron. True story. A buddy of mine, this is his exact words. I just went to Ace Hardware to get my mower blade sharpened. They don't do that anymore because of the Wuhan virus. Since when does carbon steel spread a virus? This country is effed up. The Cincinnati police, the things that they want to change that they submitted, a policy would make it illegal for the Cincinnati Police Department to hire an officer who has been fired or forced to resign from their department because of misconduct or use of excessive force. Fine. Policy would require council approval before the police department would get any military-style weapons. Funny the next thing, the things that they want to talk. Do you all realize that we haven't had this dance. This is not our first dance. Cincinnati went through this a long time ago and created this collaborative agreement. We just went through it with Sam DuBose and Tenzing. Other cities have gone through this already. It's never going to prevent the isolated incident ever. And oh, by the way, this systemic racism allegedly in these police departments, which I don't buy, these are Democratic cities led for decades after decades by Democrats. How is the systemic racism inside these police departments in Democratic cities Trump's fault? It's not Trump's fault. The joke. Businesses aren't paying their rent. It's setting off a dangerous chain reaction. Who predicted that one? Yours truly. How terrible is it? The news makes it a story that Trump went to the bunker. Who gives a damn? By the way, Trump's a lot more tougher because Obama was metrosexual. You're going to tell me that if there was a riot outside the White House, Obama wouldn't have been in the freaking bunker? He would have ordered in an airstrike. How stupid is it? It's a news item whether Trump went to the bunker or not. He's the president of the United States. If the Secret Service says, Mr. President, we ought to take you to the bunker as an extra precaution, who gives a damn? I also want to defend Trump against Howard Stern. I've shared this with a couple people, and they agreed with me. You haven't heard it yet, Chuck. Howard Stern said that Trump wouldn't let any of his supporters dine with him at Mar-a-Lago or the White House. He wouldn't want to be near him, okay? Guess what? And I believe this firmly. Trump, before running for president, agreed 100%. But you have got to be blind, deaf, and stupid. A guy that used to never shake hands. Trump loves his people. He loves them. Trump has a completely different view of those same people that maybe he wouldn't have let dine with him now. He realizes they have his back. They're his supporters. Trump would go hang out with those people. They're his people. He's totally changed. So go screw yourself, Howard. Mr. Provocateur picking on Trump. What a joke. Mattis, are you kidding me? Mad Dog was a little wussy. You know what Mattis is? Mattis is an old mean curmudgeon. Obama fired him. Trump fired him. He's one of these guys that just acts like he's pissed off all the time at everybody. And you know what? The big Trump's getting attacked over the issue he'd bring in the freaking military. You know what? Everybody knows how Trump thinks. He makes points with threats. Okay? He's basically telling them governors, you want not me to bring in the military to stop this if you don't do the National Guard? And guess what? What's happened over the last, after he chews out the governors, what's happened over the last 2 nights? It's stamped back down. So Trump is right. Cracks me up. By the way, Esper, his defense secretary, he's gone. Trump needs to fire his ass coming out there and saying, well, I disagree with the president. He forgets who he works for. Oh, I didn't want to go to that church thing. I already talked about this. Oh, the NPR, I posted this last night. How much do we need the police? There's actually stories now they're running, the liberal press is running about. Do we really need the police? Really? Now, let me tell you right, I'm a badass mofo. I mean, I'd defend my family. If there was no police, I'd have to deal with things. It'd be bloody, but I'll deal with things. What about the poor, old lady, man, meek and mild people in society that something happens to them? Who are they going to call? Do you realize we don't need, who poses the question, how much do we need the police? I'll tell you how much we need the police. We need the police really, really, really bad. Follow up to my last video. Driver sends car through City Hall protest. That is the lie the Enquirer writes today. That's the lie the Enquirer writes today. Chris Mayhew and Madeline Mitchell and the editorial staff. Driver sends car through total misrepresentation. By the way, the driver of that car, if you're watching this video and you want to sue for defamation, contact Deters Law. I'll talk to the lawyers for you. That's all I got on this topic. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe check a few more things. Talked about Gottawa. Talked about Stern. That's it. Just the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. Trump 2020.